Alright, let's dive into something that's been blowing up in the football world lately. Imagine this, you're a 22-year-old goalkeeper, stepping onto the pitch for your Champions League debut. The stadium's roaring, the stakes are sky high, and then, disaster strikes. 2 early mistakes, and your team's down 3-0 within 15 minutes. That's exactly what happened to Tottenham's Antonín Kinsky against Atlético Madrid. But here's where it gets really interesting, it's not just about the mistakes. It's about what happened next and the massive debate it sparked. Personally, I think the decision to sub Kinsky off after just 17 minutes is one of the most controversial calls I've seen in recent football history. Igor Tudor, the Spurs boss, said he did it to preserve the guy, but let's be real, pulling a keeper that early is like throwing them to the wolves. Peter Schmeichel went as far as saying it killed his career. Now, I don't know if it's that extreme, but what this really suggests is that the psychological impact of such a move could be massive. Goalkeepers are already under insane pressure, and this kind of public humiliation? It's a tough pill to swallow. What makes this really interesting is the reaction from other goalkeepers. Joe Hart, Paul Robinson, David De Gea, they've all come out in support of Kinsky. Hart said his heart was absolutely broken for the lad, and De Gea pointed out something crucial. No one who hasn't been a goalkeeper can understand how difficult it is to play in this position. From my perspective, this solidarity among keepers highlights just how unique and isolating their role is. It's not just about saving shots, it's about carrying the weight of every mistake in the spotlight. One thing that immediately stands out is the broader trend here. Tottenham's been on a rough patch lately, losing 6 in a row, and this game was just another nail in the coffin. But what many people don't realize is that Kinsky's situation is a symptom of a bigger issue, a team that's clearly struggling with cohesion and confidence. If you take a step back and think about it, Tudor's decision to sub him wasn't just about those 14 minutes, it was a panic move in a season full of panic moves. This raises a deeper question: how much of Kinsky's failure is on him, and how much is on the team's overall instability? A detail I find fascinating is the contrast between Kinsky's subbing and the performance of his replacement, Guglielmo Vicario. Vicario conceded 2 more goals, bringing the total to 5. Now, I'm not saying Vicario's at fault. Atletico's a formidable team, but it does make you wonder, was pulling Kinsky really the solution? Or was it just a scapegoat moment? In my opinion, it's a classic case of trying to fix a systemic issue with a quick, dramatic decision, and it backfired. If there's one takeaway from all this, it's that football is as much a mental game as it is a physical one. Kinsky's story isn't just about a bad day at the office, it's about how we handle failure, both as players and as a community. Personally, I hope this doesn't define his career. Goalkeepers like De Gea and Hart have bounced back from worse, and there's no reason Kinsky can't do the same. But it's a reminder, football can be brutal, and sometimes, the decisions made in the heat of the moment have consequences that last far beyond the final whistle. What do you think? Was Tudor's call justified, or did it go too far? Let me know in the comments below.